Concentration is the secret ingredient behind every remarkable accomplishment. It is the force that transforms scattered effort into focused power, the discipline that turns vague wishes into unstoppable results. In my years of studying the habits of successful men and women, one truth stands out. Those who master the art of concentration become the architects of their own destiny, while those who drift from one distraction to the next are forever at the mercy of circumstance. Concentration is not merely about thinking harder. It is about thinking with intention, bringing the full weight of your mind to bear on a single purpose, shutting out the noise and refusing to be pulled off course by the trivial demands of daily life. It is the ability to direct your thoughts, energy, and resources toward what matters most again and again until your vision becomes reality. In today's world, the temptation to scatter your attention is everywhere. Notifications, endless information, and the constant buzz of activity can leave you feeling pulled in 100 directions at once. But let me assure you, no one ever built a masterpiece. No one ever started a movement. No one ever changed their life by giving in to distraction. True progress is born in silence, in the steady, relentless pursuit of a single aim. Think back to any achievement you admire, whether it's a great work of art, a thriving business, a scientific breakthrough, or a life well lived. Behind each stands a person who learned to concentrate their efforts. They chose what mattered most and poured their mind and spirit into it. They were willing to say no to the unimportant, to set boundaries, and to create space for deep, uninterrupted work. But concentration is more than a mental exercise. It is a habit built with daily practice. Each time you set aside distractions, each time you choose to finish what you start, each time you protect your time from the demands of others, you grow stronger. Concentration, like any muscle, develops with use. It may feel unnatural at first, but with persistence, it becomes second natura, quiet power you can summon at will. Let me tell you, nothing is more rewarding than the feeling of being fully absorbed in a worthy task. Time disappears, doubt fades. You experience a flow where ideas connect, energy rises, and you accomplish more in an hour than most achieve in a day. This is not a gift reserved for the lucky or the genius. It is the natural result of practice, intention, and the will to focus. As you build this discipline, you will notice changes in every area of your life. Your work improves, your confidence grows. Others begin to respect your boundaries and value your time. You find clarity where there was once confusion, purpose where there was once drift. Your life begins to reflect the power of your chosen focus. So, as we begin this journey into concentration, I invite you to take a hard look at how you spend your days. Where does your attention go? What distractions pull you away from your purpose? The first step to mastering concentration is simply to notice. Once you see clearly, you can choose differently, and in that choice lies the power to change not just your results, but the very course of your life. Concentration is a skill that anyone can develop, regardless of background, education, or natural talent. It is not the exclusive property of a chosen few. It is available to everyone who is willing to practice. And make no mistake, in a world filled with noise and distraction, the ability to concentrate is a superpower. It allows you to cut through the clutter, to see what matters, and to move steadily toward your goal while others get lost in the swirl of the trivial. One of the most common misconceptions about concentration is that it's simply a matter of trying harder, but the truth is more subtle and more empowering. Concentration is not a forceful tightening of your mind, but a gentle, persistent returning of your attention to the task at hand. It is the willingness to begin again, over and over, each time your focus drifts. Every great achiever, from inventors to artists to business leaders, has learned this lesson. Distraction is natural, but the habit of returning to your purpose is what separates the successful from the mediocre. Let me share a story. I once met a young man who dreamed of writing a book, but year after year, he found himself starting and stopping, always interrupted by the busyness of life. Frustrated, he asked me for advice. I told him to start small, commit to writing just 1 page a day, no matter what. Turn off the phone, close the door, and let nothing take priority over that 1 page. At first, it was a struggle, but as he stuck to the habit, something changed. His mind began to anticipate that focused time. The distractions lost their hold. Page by page, the book took shape not through bursts of inspiration, but through the steady discipline of concentration. This lesson applies to every field. The salesperson who concentrates on serving one client at a time, rather than chasing every lead. The entrepreneur who focuses on solving a single problem, rather than spreading themselves thin. The parent who gives undivided attention to their child, even for just a few precious minutes. These are acts of concentration, and their impact is profound. To develop this discipline, you must become intentional about your environment. Eliminate, as much as possible, the temptations that pull your mind away. Create routines that signal to your brain, now is the time to focus. Respect your own boundaries, and teach others to respect them too. And above all, forgive yourself when your attention wanders. The goal is not perfection, but progress, a gradual strengthening of your ability to direct your mind where you want it to go. Concentration is also a great source of personal peace. When you are fully present in your work, anxiety about the future fades. Regret about the past loses its grip. You become absorbed in the moment, alive to possibility, connected to your purpose. This presence is a gift not just to yourself, but to everyone you encounter. So, as you move forward, remember that concentration is built choice by choice, day by day. Each time you recommit to your purpose, you are sculpting your future. You are proving to yourself that you are not a victim of circumstance, but the master of your own attention. With every act of focus, you get closer to your goals and to the life you truly desire. The greatest rewards of concentration appear not just in what you accomplish, but in who you become along the way. When you cultivate the power to direct your mind and keep it anchored on what matters, you develop inner strength, confidence, and a sense of mastery that carries over into every area of life. Each act of focus is a message to yourself. I am in control of my attention, and therefore, I am in control of my destiny. Let's consider how concentration shapes your character. Every time you resist the lure of distraction, every time you return to your chosen task, despite boredom or restlessness, you reinforce your willpower. This is the muscle that allows you to persevere when the initial excitement fades, when setbacks test your patience, and when new opportunities tempt you to abandon your course. The person who can hold steady in the face of distraction is the person who finishes what they start, learns deeply, and achieves lasting results. I have seen time and again that those who rise highest in any field are not necessarily the most talented, but the most focused. They have learned to guard their attention as a precious resource. They understand that life is not a race to do the most, but to do what matters most. This clarity allows them to say no to the countless demands that fill every day, to choose their priorities with intention, and to pour their energy into what will truly move them forward. It's important to remember that concentration is not a one-time achievement, but a lifelong practice. Life will always present new distractions, new challenges, new temptations to scatter your focus. But the habit of concentration grows stronger each time you practice it. Like an athlete training for a competition, you become better at returning to your center, at tuning out the noise, and at finding flow even in difficult conditions. This discipline brings a deep sense of satisfaction. There is a unique joy in being fully absorbed in a meaningful task, in losing yourself in the pursuit of a worthy goal. Time seems to slow down, your doubts fade, and you become aware of a quiet power within. This is the gift of concentration. It connects you to your potential, your passion, and your purpose. Let me offer a word about setbacks. You will inevitably have days when your focus slips, when distractions win, when progress stalls. Do not use these moments as proof of failure. Instead, see them as invitations to begin again. Each return to your purpose, each recommitment to your goal is another act of strength. Over time, these small victories build into unshakable confidence. Concentration is also the foundation of creativity. When your mind is clear and uncluttered, new ideas have room to grow. Solutions to problems emerge, connections form, and inspiration finds you not by chance but by design. The greatest artists, inventors, and entrepreneurs all credit periods of deep, focused work as the birthplace of their breakthroughs. So, as you go about your days, protect your focus fiercely. Limit the interruptions you allow. Give yourself permission to immerse fully in your most important work. Remember, Every act of concentration is a vote for your future self, a step closer to the person you wish to become and the results you wish to achieve. With practice, concentration becomes not just something you do, but part of who you are. It becomes your trademark, your secret advantage, your path to a life of meaning and accomplishment. As you continue to strengthen your power of concentration, you'll notice changes not just in your work, but in the quality of your entire life. Focus isn't something you leave at the office or bring out only for special projects. It becomes a way of seeing and moving through the world. Your attention is your greatest asset, and when you choose where to direct it, you regain control over how you experience each moment. Concentration gives depth to your relationships. Imagine sitting across from a friend or loved one and offering them your full, undivided presence. No glancing at your phone, no racing thoughts about tomorrow's to-do list, just genuine, focused attention. In those moments, understanding deepens, trust grows, and bonds are strengthened. People remember how you make them feel, and nothing is more powerful than the feeling of being truly seen and heard. This same principle applies to every area of your life. In learning, focused study leads to mastery. In creativity, undistracted time is the soil where inspiration flourishes. In business, the discipline to concentrate on high-impact activities creates a competitive edge that is impossible to replicate. Even your enjoyment of simple pleasures, a walk in the park, a meal with friends, a good book grows richer when you bring your full self to the experience. Of course, the modern world will do everything in its power to scatter your focus. You'll be bombarded with messages that urge you to multitask, to chase every new trend, to stay plugged in at all times. But let me tell you, the most successful people I have ever met are not those who do the most, they are those who do what matters most, with intention and depth. Developing concentration requires making choices. It may mean setting boundaries others don't understand. It may mean letting go of commitments that drain your energy or saying no to opportunities that don't align with your purpose. Remember, every yes is also a no to something else. Choose wisely, and don't be afraid to protect your focus as fiercely as you would your health or your reputation. Concentration also brings a kind of inner peace. When you immerse yourself in meaningful work, anxiety about the past or future melts away. You enter a state of flow, where problems shrink and possibilities expand. This peace is not a luxury, it is a necessity in a world that moves ever faster and demands ever more. If you find your mind wandering, do not criticize yourself. Simply notice and gently return to your purpose. Each return is a practice in itself, a muscle growing stronger. Over time, you will find it easier to enter states of deep focus, to tune out distraction, and to stay the course when others drift. Let your life be a reflection of your power to concentrate. Show up fully for your goals, your relationships, and your own growth. Make your focus visible to others not by talking about it, but by the quality of your work and the presence you bring to every interaction. In the end, the power of concentration is not about doing more, but about becoming more. With every act of focus, you shape your future, expand your capacity, and write your own definition of success. Concentration, when truly mastered, becomes a shield against the chaos of modern life. You learn to recognize the difference between movement and progress, between busy work and meaningful effort. In a world that rewards those who appear always active, true achievers know that it is the depth of focus, not the number of tasks, that determines the level of success. Imagine the satisfaction of ending each day, not with the exhaustion of a scattered mind, but with the quiet confidence that you poured your best energy into what mattered most. This is the reward of concentration. You give yourself the chance to see real results, to create work you're proud of, to grow steadily toward your vision, one focused effort at a time. But let's be honest, mastering concentration requires vigilance. Distractions are everywhere, tempting you with quick rewards and instant gratification. Social media pings, emails, breaking news, even the opinions of others, all threaten to pull your mind away from your purpose. The key is to anticipate these temptations and build an environment that supports your focus. Turn off unnecessary notifications, create a space where you can work without interruption, and schedule your most important tasks during your peak energy hours. There is great power in single tasking. Instead of juggling a dozen priorities, choose one goal and commit your full attention to it. Even if you only make progress for an hour a day, the results over weeks and months are astounding. It's not about the quantity of time, but the quality of attention. Consistency beats intensity when it comes to deep work. Consider the story of a scientist who, despite the demands of teaching and administration, carved out a single hour each morning for his research. While others rushed from one crisis to the next, he protected that time fiercely. Over years, those focused hours led to discoveries that changed his field. His colleagues marveled at his productivity, but he knew the secret: concentration, day after day, adds up to greatness. The same is true in any pursuit. The artist who loses themselves in their painting, the entrepreneur who blocks out time for strategic thinking, the athlete who tunes out the crowd to hear only their heartbeat. These are people who have learned to harness the extraordinary force of focus. They do not allow the world's noise to drown out their inner voice. Let me remind you, you have this power too. Every day is a fresh opportunity to practice concentration, to notice when your mind drifts, and to gently return to your chosen priority. Don't judge yourself harshly for moments of distraction. Instead, celebrate each return to focus as a victory. Over time, these moments build the habit of concentration, and with it, a reputation for excellence. As you master this skill, you will notice others seeking your advice, asking how you manage to achieve so much with apparent ease. Tell them the truth. It is not magic nor superhuman willpower, but a daily commitment to the art of focusing on what matters most. With concentration as your ally, you can cut through complexity, rise above distraction, and make your greatest ambitions a reality, one mindful step at a time. As your ability to concentrate deepens, you'll notice a remarkable shift in your daily experience. Work that once seemed overwhelming becomes manageable, even enjoyable. Tasks that used to drag on now move forward with a sense of momentum and clarity. This is the magic of focus. It not only increases your productivity, but also brings a quiet joy to the process of achievement. When you immerse yourself fully in your work, you enter a state of flow where time seems to melt away, problems are solved almost effortlessly, and you operate at your peak capacity. Athletes call this being in the zone, artists know it as creative immersion, and entrepreneurs recognize it as strategic clarity. No matter the field, the underlying principle is the same. Deep concentration unleashes your best self. You will also find that concentration is a powerful remedy for stress. Much of modern anxiety comes from trying to do too many things at once, juggling tasks and reacting to interruptions. But when you focus on one thing at a time, you give yourself permission to be present, to let go of worries about the future or regrets about the past. In that presence, stress fades and satisfaction grows. Let's acknowledge, achieving this level of focus requires boundaries, both with yourself and with others. It means setting clear times for work and for rest, for social interaction and for solitude. It means being honest about what drains your energy and taking steps to protect your mental space. Sometimes this will require difficult conversations or the courage to decline requests that don't align with your priorities. But each time you honor your boundaries, you reinforce the value of your time and strengthen your ability to concentrate. Another often overlooked aspect of concentration is recovery. The mind, like the body, needs periods of renewal. After a stretch of deep work, give yourself time to rest, reflect, and recharge. Step outside, move your body, enjoy a moment of stillness. These breaks are not a distraction, they are essential to sustaining focus over the long term. You may also find it helpful to create rituals that signal the beginning and end of periods of concentration. A short walk, a cup of tea, a moment of silence. These simple acts can train your mind to switch gears, to let go of clutter, and to settle into purposeful work. The more you honor these rituals, the more natural concentration becomes. As your focus sharpens, your goals will come into clearer view. You'll discover that many of the things you once thought were urgent are, in fact, distractions. You'll become more skillful at distinguishing between what truly matters and what merely clamors for attention. This clarity is a priceless gift. It allows you to direct your energy where it will make the greatest impact. Finally, concentration is a practice, a journey, not a destination. Some days will be easier than others, but with every effort, you build strength. You shape a mind that is not at the mercy of the world's noise, but guided by your own highest purpose. So keep returning to your focus again and again. Protect it fiercely, nurture it patiently, and watch as your capacity for achievement and your enjoyment of life expand in ways you never thought possible. Concentration is not just a tool for achievement, it's a way to experience life more deeply, to taste its richness and savor its lessons. When you bring your full attention to any task, relationship, or moment, you extract more value from it. You notice details others miss, find meaning where others see only routine, and uncover opportunities that would have passed by unnoticed. As your ability to concentrate grows, so does your confidence. You no longer feel overwhelmed by the demands of modern life because you know how to direct your attention. The world may rush and clamor for your focus, but you move calmly, choosing what deserves your energy and what can be set aside. This self-possession becomes visible to those around you. They see you as someone who is unshakable, intentional, and effective. Let's not overlook the impact this has on your relationships. When you listen to someone with undivided attention, you give them a rare and precious gift. In a time when so many people feel unheard, your presence stands out. It builds trust, deepens bonds, and invites open communication. Leaders who master concentration inspire loyalty. Partners who focus create lasting intimacy. Friends who listen forge lifelong connections. There is another gift that comes from the habit of concentration, the ability to learn rapidly and deeply. Whether you're mastering a new skill, solving a problem, or growing in wisdom, your rate of progress is directly linked to the quality of your attention. With every session of focused study, you train your brain to absorb and retain information, to connect ideas, and to apply knowledge in practical ways. Of course, you will still face setbacks. There will be days when distractions win, when your mind seems to leap from one thought to another, when progress feels slow. But each time you return to your focus, you are building a legacy of persistence. Every act of recommitment is a small victory that compounds over time, creating a foundation for extraordinary accomplishment. Let me offer this encouragement. Concentration is contagious. Your ability to focus will inspire others to do the same. In teams, it creates synergy. In families, it nurtures understanding. In organizations, it drives innovation and success. Your example can elevate those around you simply by demonstrating what is possible when one person chooses depth over distraction. In the end, the mastery of concentration leads to something far greater than productivity or results. It leads to a sense of fulfillment, a quiet knowledge that you have given your best, lived with purpose, and honored the moments that make up your life. This is the true reward, a life not wasted on the trivial, but invested in what truly matters. So keep choosing focus day after day. Let it be your compass in a world of noise. Let it be your signature in all that you do. And as you deepen this discipline, know that you are not only shaping your achievements, but the very quality and meaning of your existence. The longer you walk the path of concentration, the more you realize its power reaches far beyond professional success. Concentration is the root of self-mastery, the key to unlocking your deepest creativity, living with presence, and achieving the sense of peace so many spend their lives seeking. When you practice true focus, you become not just more productive, but more alive. Concentration brings a rare sense of satisfaction to even the simplest moments. Reading a book, you become fully absorbed in the story or idea, losing all awareness of time. Enjoying a meal, you savor every flavor and texture, free from the background noise of a restless mind. Engaging in conversation, you connect more deeply, noticing the subtleties in another's tone, gesture, or silence. The world opens up when you are truly present for it. This habit also sharpens your intuition. As distractions fall away, your inner voice grows clearer. You start to recognize patterns, to anticipate problems before they arise, and to sense the right course of action, even when logic alone is not enough. Many of the world's greatest breakthroughs in business, art, science, have come during periods of intense, undistracted focus. It is in these moments that the mind is free to wander creatively, to explore ideas deeply, and to return with insights that can change everything. Concentration is also the foundation of resilience. When setbacks come, as they always do, you have the mental discipline to stay centered and to refocus on what can be controlled. Instead of being thrown off course by disappointment or adversity, you can channel your energy into solutions. You become less reactive and more resourceful, finding opportunity in difficulty and purpose in challenge. Let's talk honestly. The world will not reward your concentration at first. In fact, you may face resistance, others may not understand your boundaries, and temptations will multiply as you grow more focused. But hold fast. The rewards of this habit accumulate with time. The clarity, accomplishment, and joy you gain will far outweigh the fleeting comfort of distraction. One of the most beautiful gifts of concentration is the sense of integrity it brings. You align your actions with your values, your time with your priorities, your energy with your dreams. This alignment brings confidence, because you know you are living intentionally, not drifting with the current, but steering your life toward a destination of your choosing. As you deepen this discipline, remember that perfection is not required. Every effort to return to focus, every moment you reclaim from distraction, is progress. Over time, these small victories build into an unshakable habita resource you can call on in any situation, for any goal. So take pride in your practice. Guard your attention with care. Bring your full presence to the people and pursuits that matter most. With concentration as your companion, you will not only achieve more, but experience more joy, more meaning, more life. As you move deeper into the practice of concentration, you'll notice a profound shift, not only in what you accomplish, but in the way you experience your own mind. Where there was once a restless chatter, now there is quiet confidence. Where indecision once reigned, now clarity lights the way. This is the true magic of focus. It brings order to your thoughts and peace to your spirit, no matter how noisy the world becomes. Think of the countless hours people lose each year to distraction, unfinished projects, half-hearted conversations, dreams left on the shelf because attention was scattered and willpower depleted. The cost is not just measured in lost productivity, but in lost potential. The person who learns to direct their attention, to bring their whole self to the task at hand, becomes a rare force in any field. This is not to say that the road is easy. The discipline to focus can be challenging, especially when progress is slow or the goal is distant. But remember, true mastery is never born of ease. It is forged in the moments when you resist the urge to give up, when you recommit to your purpose after every distraction, when you hold fast to your vision while others are swept away by every new demand. Let's not forget the emotional rewards that come with deep concentration. When you're fully present in your work or your relationships, you build not only achievements, but memories, moments of connection, of insight, of genuine accomplishment. You realize that life's richest experiences are not found in a flurry of activity, but in the depth of attention you bring to each moment. Concentration is also your ally in times of uncertainty. When challenges arise, it allows you to cut through confusion and find the signal within the noise. Instead of being overwhelmed by options, you can calmly assess your priorities, make decisions with confidence, and move forward with purpose. The world's greatest leaders, innovators, and creators all share this ability to remain focused in the midst of chaos, to see clearly when others are clouded by doubt. There is a quiet dignity in the life of a person who has mastered concentration. You become someone others rely on, someone who finishes what they start, someone whose word and effort can be trusted. Your reputation for focus becomes its own form of influence, opening doors, attracting opportunities, and building bridges to new realms of possibility. So, as you continue this journey, celebrate the progress you've made. Each moment of reclaimed focus is a victory. Each task completed with full attention is a step closer to your highest goals. In a world that grows louder and more distracted by the day, your power to concentrate is more valuable than ever. Keep returning to your purpose. Let focus be your daily discipline and your guiding light. With each act of concentration, you draw closer to your potential and discover, perhaps for the first time, what you are truly capable of achieving. As we arrive at the end of this journey, let me remind you, concentration is not a gift reserved for a chosen few, but a discipline anyone can build on, focused choice at a time. It is the bridge between who you are today and the life you dream of living. The world offers endless distractions. But you have the power to direct your attention, to decide what matters, and to pour your energy into what truly counts. With every act of concentration, you carve out a path through the noise. You teach yourself and everyone watching that achievement is not born from chance or luck, but from the determined focus of a clear mind and committed spirit. Each time you return to your purpose after a setback, each time you close the door on distraction and immerse yourself in your work, you claim a little more of your potential. Remember, the greatest masterpieces, the most successful businesses, the happiest relationships are all the result of sustained attention. It is not talent alone that creates greatness, but the willingness to keep coming back to what matters most, to nurture it with your undivided presence, and to finish what you start. Concentration brings more than results, it brings fulfillment. It allows you to experience life with depth, to build memories worth cherishing, and to reach goals that once seemed impossible. It turns ordinary days into stepping stones for extraordinary achievement. It gives you the quiet confidence of knowing that you are living intentionally, shaping your story instead of drifting through it. So, make this discipline your ally. Defend your attention from the trivial, invest your time in your vision, and honor every commitment with the full weight of your focus. Practice this habit not only in your work, but in your relationships, your learning, and your moments of rest. Let your life be a testament to the power of concentration. As you move forward, know that every moment of focus is a step toward the person you wish to become. Your discipline will ripple outwards, lifting those around you, inspiring your community, and building a legacy that endures long after your work is done. You are the master of your attention. With concentration as your guide, there is no limit to what you can achieve. So take up your purpose with courage and devotion. Let the world see what is possible when one person decides to live fully, deeply, and with unwavering focus.